All right, folks. Thank you for tuning into another episode of podcast with Bucks of America. This is the cooking edition on Friday mornings here. Thank you for tuning in. I'm hoping you guys went back on Wednesday, listened to Carson Grigg's episode. We bounced around a whole bunch of fun things from talking about the end of the world to food prepping to figuring out what you want to do for hunting. It's a really good episode. I recommend going and checking it out. But this one right here, as everybody knows, is strictly about cooking. Now, Carson here has a recipe for cooking or deep frying, like chicken, basically KFC version, but with using wild turkey meat. Now, I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to let him take over, man. So go ahead and Carson, tell us about your recipe.
So just chicken fried turkey, pretty much. It's really simple. If you know how to fry chicken, if you know how to make all your batter and stuff like that, you know how to cook this turkey. So obviously, I'm gonna start off with I don't really cook the legs this way. The way I cook the legs is more of like a roast. I like to slow cook my legs. A lot of tendons, a lot of bones, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's better to get those pulled off of there. But the breast, I like to cut them into strips. Just like chicken strips. Nothing fancy and stuff like that. Dry them out, cut all the excess fat off. Lightly coat in salt and pepper to taste or whatever you want, and then in a separate bowl, I like to mix my flour. I take a flour and all my normal seasonings. I'm from the South, so particularly a lot of Cajun seasoning, a lot of black pepper, a lot of but my secret ingredient is chicken bouillon. I'll take in that flour mixture and I'll add about 4 tablespoons. For every cup of flour, add a tablespoon, a tablespoon of chicken bouillon, the little powdered chicken broth powder mix. It's phenomenal. So after all those seasonings, better you make you an egg wash. And when you make the egg wash, add Worcestershire sauce. Wash your sister sauce. All right.
I can't pronounce it either, but we're all in the same boat.
We're all in the same boat. You know what I'm talking about, folks. But add that into your egg wash. Beat that like it's a redheaded stepchild, and then take your turkey, add it into the flour mixture, add it into the egg wash, and add it back into the flour mixture. You want it really, really fully coated in that flour mixture. It makes the breading really nice, makes it really country. I like to have my chicken strips or my turkey strips about 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches thick, 1.5 inches wide. As long as you want, as long as it's fit in your fryer. In my cast iron chicken fryer, I throw in some vegetable oil. I always fry in vegetable oil, just how Mama did it. Or Crisco. Crisco works a lot too. Just you want it about 350 and cook till.
I'm Jake with HHA Sports, and today we're going to talk a little bit about our dovetail sights and how they're going to fit on the new Mathews V3X. So as you'll see, I have a Tetra Max Tournament Edition sight on this 33-inch V3X. All of our dovetail sights, the Tetra and the Tetra Max, will fit on the V3X. Also, in the next couple of weeks, you'll see us come out with a shorter dovetail version. It'll just be our short bar version, which will also fit on the V3X on both the 29 and 33-inch model. One question that we've gotten pretty frequently lately is the windage adjustments on your Tetra and Tetra Max bow sights on the new Mathews bow. And this year we came out with the infinite adjust plate, which you'll see on the front end of your sight. So when you put this infinite adjust plate on, you'll want to either flip it to the inside or the outside. And for the inline mounting sight options, such as the V3X, you're going to want to make sure that the infinite adjust plate is to the outside of your infinite adjust channel. This will allow for optimal windage adjustments. So you'll also be able to find the infinite adjust bracket on our website if you're already shooting a Tetra or Tetra Max Tournament Edition sight. Another way that you can get your HHA to fit V3X is by buying our conversion kit, which you can find on our website at hhasports.com. We'll be selling those at retail around $60. So basically the only thing you'll have to do is you'll have to take apart your sight at the third access point, and you can convert any Tetra or Tetra Max sight. So if you have a fixed frame, you can get that into a dovetail. So like mentioned before, any Dovetail site will fit a Tetra or a Tetra Max, as well as our short bar version. For more information, you can visit our website at www.hhasports.com.
Golden brown, but really make sure you're adding lots of blackening season works really well with this into your flour mixture. The seasoning, the flavor really comes from your flour. It really comes from your batter, to say. And a lot of people add breadcrumbs and stuff. I don't personally do that because, again, that's how Mama did it. I just throw it in that flour and roll it around. But make sure you add a little bit of the chicken bouillon. Chicken bouillon will change your life. It takes away that gaminess flavor, gives it a little bit of chicken flavor. If you have kids that are really picky about not eating wild game, add that chicken bouillon to your flour mixture when you fry some turkey, and it's going to change your life. When you look at your flour mixture before you want it to have a little bit of color to it. You don't ever want just plain white flour. That's white people food, and we don't do that down here. All right. Add in your lots of season, lots of flavor, lots of spice. I tend to stick with Tony Chachere's, black pepper, Montreal steak seasoning, garlic powder, and chili powder. That's normally what goes in there, along with the bouillon. You've already salt and peppered your chicken strips before you throw them into the flour mixture. It's to die for.
Man, that's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Do you have any pictures of it too, so I can show the audience?
I can look, but I don't know if I have any readily available.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you said, you ate yourself out of that role by the time the season was over with. So it's all right. It's not a big deal. But the nice thing is, oh wow, look at that, man! Look, that looks tasty.
You had it right there on a white trash paper plate.
Hey, I use paper plates too, so I just don't want to do dishes.
You want to know how I make my gravy? It's a traditional home style gravy.
Sure.
Gravy is super simple for those of you who haven't made gravy. Don't be scared of it. I take a cup of white flour, I add it to a saucepan, and I'll turn it on about medium heat and let the gravy brown. Let it brown, let it get a little bit of color into it, mix it up, let it brown a little bit more, and slowly add milk. Start mixing up your roux, let it cook, because you don't want that flour taste, but you want that good country gravy taste. And once it starts thickening up, add more and more gravy, and you add it to your liking thickness. And as it cools, it'll get thicker. But once it gets to your desired thickness, salt and pepper. That's it. That's the only thing that goes in your gravy, and it makes everything so much better.
That sounds delicious. My wife, she loves making gravies with it, because her favorite go-to is venison, shit on a shingle, or the other version is just biscuits and gravy, just using venison. Oh, that's her bon appetit. If she's feeling wild and frisky, that's what she'll make.
Oh, and it's so easy. The gravy is so easy. You can just throw a bunch of ground meat in there, whatever meat you got. If you got ground elk, got ground badger, ground skunk ass, whatever you want, you can throw it in gravy and it'll be okay.
That's very true. That is very true. Well, thank you for that information there. I will have this up, and for those, just check out the show notes, and I will have some information in there. It'll be a simple breakdown, nothing over the top, but you'll be able to, by the end of it, be able to make the delicious chicken fried turkey.
It's super easy.
Excellent, sir. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for sharing us your secret ingredient, which is pretty remarkable. Thank you for that.
Of course.